Naya.
I've been generally calling it Naya Fire when I see like the aggressive Naya decks with 4 bonfires. But Naya aggro works just fine.
All right, so yeah, we have Jeff on the right, Lance on the left. I believe both these players are at 2-0.
Now, both of these players have one has a more traditional deck. The Naya deck is more traditional here, but I'm not even sure how to go about looking at Jeff's deck and making a prediction for how it's going to play.
Right, we have a Cavern. Jeff does not play any counter spells in his control deck.
He's a blow-em-up control.
Right, he has sweepers. He has 3 Whip Flare, 3 Day, 1 Terminus, 1 Curse of Death Soul. And Lance doing the regular human deck curve out here. So we have Avacyn's Pilgrim into Blade Splicer.
Turn 2 Blade Splicer, one of the favorite draws for these aggro decks. And turn 2 Whip Flare would be pretty good for Jeff. It wouldn't get rid of the Golem, but the rest of it would be nice.
Jeff has nothing here. So right now, Lance probably might think he's on a Naya deck. You know.
Remember,
not at all, though.
Lance does not have the benefit that we do of seeing the deck lists. How many cards you got? Well, I got the full grip.
All right, so he's going to hit him for 5. This point, Lance might stop committing. He's going to go in one more.
I wonder if Jeff is going to do one of his main deck timely reinforcements.
For another Blade Splicer. All right. Well, Jeff's probably kept his hand on some manner of sweeper, but the Day of Judgment he might even have is going to be pretty slow. So I think we're going to see some timely reinforcements.
Timely. This is a very, very solid, I guess we could call it a speed bump.
Yep, gaining 6, essentially gaining 12 or 13 life here.
I might even say more than that, actually, because the 1/1s can't really come in very profitably.
Yeah, it could be as much as 15 life.
That's okay for 3 mana. I would do that all the time.
Great for 3 mana. Alright.
Now, of course, all of that theoretical gains don't happen until they happen. So let's say a bonfire were to hit. That would kind of erase a lot of that theoretical gains that we're talking about.
Right. All right, Lance is fine. He'll trade off some 1/1s. I think he's going to trade all his...
And he stops 7 damage and kills a 1/1.
Yeah. Kills off a Blade Splicer, stopping 7. I think Jeff's setting up just for a sweeper now.
Yeah, and I also really appreciate that he does not try to get greedy here, because you know what? A bonfire could happen.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what Lance played off the table there. There we go. Borderland Ranger. Let's see. 2 Borderland Rangers. That's fine, that's fine.
Nah, still not enough for you. You'd want
I
more.
want 3 at least.
Okay. Getting a Plains.
Particularly because he has no Green Sun Zeniths, I would actually want generally at least 3 there. Turn 4 for Jeff. There's a Plains in his hand. I think I see a Day, which is probably going to happen right now.
Yeah, can pull the trigger on
Boom.
Day. Okay. And Jeff's in a great spot. Clean board, 15 life. Good spot for a control deck.
And look at that, 5 cards in his hand. I think I saw another Timely in his hand.
Lance will make a mana creature, and it could be a little tough for him. And he'll go with Thrag
5,
Tusk.
Thrag Tusk.
Puts Lance up to 24.
Now, this is going to be the first time I will see Thrag Tusk in a non-playtest game.
All right. Thrag Tusk, he has 3 Thrag Tusks in his game. It is his only 5 drops. Remember, he's not playing a pod, so he doesn't really have a lot of 1/0s.
And a 5-drop from Jeff. What is it going to be? Batterskull. That's good.
Trumps the Thrag Tusk pretty well.
No real answers to Batterskull from Lance. He can drop a Sword of Feast and Famine.
Is the one. Miracle's a bonfire.
Miracle.
Yeah,
oh, that's pretty solid. Yeah,
That's
there we
very
go. Take 4, then take 5.
So drops Jeff to 9.
Ouch.
Man.
Oh, what a miracle.
What a miracle. Make another land drop and pass back. Another Miracle bonfire here could spell doom for Jeff Hoogland.
Now, this is a 5-color control deck, but you know what? It so doesn't look like it based
like
on the
Naya deck
yeah, it
right
looks like a
now.
Naya deck.
Jeff at 10. A little in a rough situation now.
In for 5, going to 5. This puts him 1 bonfire away from death, unless something happens to... I mean, he can return his skull, but...
And which he will, I imagine.
Yeah. Now, is he going to give up the ghost, show a swamp or something like that? Does he already have an isolated chapel down there?
Nope, he's showing a swamp.
Now, if you're Lance, what do you think when you see that swamp?
Lingering Souls. I'm not even sure. At that point, I don't... Actually, at that point, I put him on a control deck.
I mean, we already think he's a control deck. Day of Judgment, timely reinforcements, right? But, like, what are you thinking he's doing?
Well, before I saw the swamp, I would have thought he was going to cast, like, Primeval Titan.
Right. That makes sense.
I thought he's a Titan deck. You know, Wolf Run, a white Wolf Run deck.
7 mana, bonfire for 3. Paying the full amount. This is not exciting for him. This puts him down to a hit from a beast. He's going to be at 2. He could be just dead here. All it takes is all kinds of cards. A bonfire, a swords, a... You need an answer here, Jeff.
And he has enough Seachrome Coast. I mean, he does have that Batter
There's the Batter Skull in hand. Will it work? A Dismember he loses to right now as well. I think that's a Dismember. Boom.
And it is. We'll see. Yep. All right, game 1 goes to Lance Behrens. A miracle helped him out there, I'd say, quite a bit.
To the board. Okay, if I'm Jeff and I have Jeff's sideboard, things that I like Doomblade just because it kills a creature. I like Sever the Bloodline, but not very much. And I like another Curse of Death's Hold. And maybe Oblivion Ring.
You just need more ways to just kill things.
Just more things to pop stuff off, you know?
Yeah. All those seem pretty fine.
I think that Nihil Spellbomb seems kind of
is interesting. Torpor actually kind of decent against it.
Well, you're playing against a Blade Splicer deck.
It stops Blade Splicer, Borderland Ranger, Restoration Angel, Huntmaster, and Thragtusk.
Torpor Orb stops the life gain from Thragtusk, but it doesn't stop.
That's not the relevant
Yeah.
part. So it doesn't, okay, I'll take Thragtusk off.
Yeah.
You're right. And it only kind of stops Huntmaster. Yeah, it's probably not. Probably not good enough. The question is, what is it for? And it's probably 4 pod decks.
Yeah. On the other side of the table, Sword of War and Peace seems like a really reasonable card to bring in if I'm Lance.
Well, yeah, but you've seen timely reinforcements in the main. You have to assume that War and Peace will be pretty good.
I also like Hero of Bladehold as a 1-man army.
Yeah, just more higher impact threats. I would agree. I like both those cards here. The ability to commit less to the board seems pretty relevant. I don't know if you need as much mana dork, would be my guess.
I mean, when I see these cards, when I see Bonfire and Day of Judgment from my opponent, I become way less excited about Huntmaster.
I do. I agree there too. I'm not sure I cut it yet because I think it's like mana creatures are what I want to cut instead. But Huntmaster is less exciting.
Yeah, I mean, like you're bringing in Hero, and I think that's an easy swap actually. I like the mana creatures a little bit if you play them right, but shaving them is fine. You know, maybe shaving some birds.
He does
down.
have 9 in the main.
9 is 10. That's a lot of mana creatures.
Yeah.
I mean, you do like that opening start of, say, turn 2 sword, but like...
Only to a point.
Yeah, at a certain point you're like, oh, that's another.
You don't want to discard a card to do it.
Yeah. For those of you who are just joining us, I'm Adrian Sullivan. I'm joined here by Matthias Hunt. We are in, air quote, St. Louis, Collinsville, Illinois, if you're trying to Google map us to get here for tomorrow's Legacy event. The Legacy event, I'm going to predict, we're going to have probably more than 200 players playing Legacy, so if you like Legacy, come on down tomorrow if you're not already here.
So a quick game 1 between Jeff Hoogland and Lance Behrens. Lance winning it with Naya aggro.
One of the things I actually find kind of interesting is I find it interesting that Jeff's list is a Nicole Bolas deck, where Nicole Bolas is practically splashed. It's a splashed Nicole Bolas.
Right. I mean, yeah. even that last game, he hit 7 mana and would have been unable to cast a Nicol Bolas at that point. I like that he's even found room for Vault of the Archangel in his deck.
That seems ambitious.
Well, he has, he's playing 13 Scars lands and 4 Abundant Growth, which actually was interesting. So I played a deck at Grand Prix Minneapolis, which was basically on that principle of I was playing, 18 duels and 4 Abundant Growths. I imagine the mana is not a problem in this deck. As odd as that sounds.
No, I can buy that. People are often, I think,
just one Abundant Growth is amazing. Like, it's very good.
I think people's concepts of how mana works is often a little bit too conservative. Now, Jeff, he is just this year top-aided at Iowa.
Yeah, he was playing as a Glissa deck in Iowa. That was in the Standard Open. That ended up being taken down by it was Brandon Nelson and Brandon Downs in the final.
And not so far after that, he got a top 16 with Stoneblade, black-white. So kind of probably like a Dead Guy Ale style. Okay, Jeff Hoogland here, still playing
looking like a
slow game with that's how his deck plays out. Yeah. You know?
And Sword of Body and Mind.
And we see
Ancient Grudge.
Boom.
So that's the FNM promo Ancient Grudge.
Thank you. I did not recognize that art.
Yep, I think it's the most recent, one of the more recent, the most recent FNM promo, if not close to.
Jeff's land. He's got 27 land and 4 Abundant Growths.
Yeah, I mean right now he almost can cast everything in his deck already. It's only on 3 lands.
Attack for 1. The last game, it really turned on Thragtusk, followed by Miracled Bonfire. It looked like Jeff was going to take control.
Placer, yeah, the Golem's not going to happen there. He's just going to grudge it.
I think we're going to see a Garruk.
Wait, hold on.
Wait a second.
Whoa,
oh, no,
okay,
timely.
There we go. Good.
Timely.
All right, yeah, I know. I was like, oh, don't
I
cast
thought he
that.
was like Razor Gray. That's the 4th land, but no, he just cast Timely.
All right, cool.
Putting himself up to 25, 3 1/1s face off against 2 1/1s.
Yeah, solid board for Jeff. I mean, we thought that before, and then Lance was able to kind of miracle.
Bonfire always messes with.
Yeah, I mean, the miracle cards they're very real. All right, and now with no attacks from Lance, Cavern of Souls is set to Angel, which has got to be a little bit. So Jeff Hoogland with a Garruk Relentless in hand has got to be a little concerned about Cavern on Angel.
There are 2 Garruks in Jeff Hoogland's deck. Interestingly, he puts that in the creatures section of his deck list, but he does put Nicol Bolas in the Planeswalker section of his deck list.
Yeah. And so, yeah, that's interesting. All right, so an end-step Restoration Angel is going to flicker the Blade Splicer. Jeff decides not to play Garruk because of the Cavern on Angel, which seems like a pretty reasonable play. I imagine he has a day of some sort, and he's just going to wait to try to clean this up and then establish a Planeswalker in control of the game.
In come the big creatures.
Very patient by him, which is really good.
I'm a big fan of patience at the right time. We got a block here, just chumping, that's fine. I expect that Jeff is probably going to want to do a Day of Judgment if he can in the next turn. Not knowing his hand, of course, makes it difficult. Miracle? Miracle Bonfire? Nope.
I think he's got a Bonfire in his hand instead of the Day.
He can only do it for 2.
Yeah.
Now for 3.
No,
is that
still just 2?
Is that a Shimmering Grotto?
I'll just make Batterskull. No,
Batterskull.
Fine. So we'll forget about this whole Garruk stuff we were talking about.
Are we going to see another... There we
Crushing
go.
Vines.
Crushing Vines is one of my favorite cards that's been printed in a while.
It's versatile enough that it's playable, which is really neat.
Yeah, well, I like things like that.
At 3, it's a little expensive, but, like, still okay.
We see another chump block, it looks like. Yep, looks like another chump block. It looked like Lance was thinking about attacking with one of his 1/1s. And Jeff with 3 cards left in hand. Facing down it looks like another creature is going to be added to the table. Maybe a sword.
And
nope, a hero.
Bladehold. All right, now Jeff's got to have the sweeper. There's no, you can't actually let your opponent attack you with a hero Bladehold.
He's in some rough shape right now.
Well, he does play a lot of sweepers.
Miracle.
So see if he has
Miracle. One. Nope. That was a long pause on that. I don't know what miracle it could have been for him to pause that long. Was he just trying to throw off, you know, Lance's scent on things? I see Garrick.
Maybe it could just be a mannerism.
Yeah, I see Bonfire. I see Garrick.
Yeah, but it's not quick enough, the Bonfire.
Are we going to see Garrick just come down to make a body?
I think we're going to see Soren do that.
This is a little lifelinker.
Yeah, it's not. It's very Jeffson. Yeah,
oh, he's still in terrible shape, but I mean,
yeah.
But it buys him a little bit of extra time, right? Plus potentially plus 5 life. Cavern number 2 for Lance Behrens.
Yeah. This one's
not
naming human. Probably a hunt master. He's just like setting up his. He's probably just setting up his mana to make sure that everything he plays is uncounterable. It's probably of little matter what he's actually naming.
And in comes the team.
Yeah, the bigger ones. That hero, the Bladehold, is hero Bladehold's part of the team, and it can't be killed on blocks here. Jeff can survive this attack, but if the next card's not on the day, he's done for. So 2 Pikachus come into play.
Pika Pika. Pikachu.
Just decide how to make them attack. I don't know if he's overly concerned about making them attack the Soren, but okay, he is. Just make the Restoration Angel attack the Soren.
I actually would make sure I killed the Soren though, just because you've probably got Jeff on the attack next turn period. Dead Soren.
And we'll see life total in a sec just how much of that was actually going at Soren.
I think a lot of it.
Well,
I think that Jeff
theory,
only took 4.
It's just the angel. Or Jeff took, yeah, Jeff said, I don't know how he only took 3. I don't see how, maybe he just took the hero. Okay, that's possible. I'm not sure. Well,
I don't think.
We'll
gain 1 life. He took 4 from the angel.
Took 4
gained 1 life.
life. Gotcha.
There we go.
All right.
And what do we got here? 4 mana Day of Judgment.
That's the hope. Okay.
3 mana Bonfire for 1. Well, sure. I guess that does something, and then he can
buys him a turn.
Garrick do 3 damage to hero.
Yes, Garrick fights hero. And that's the proxy card. The checklist
that was a solid clearing of the time.
I mean, it gets rid of the hero, which is what he needed to do.
Hero's gone. He's down to a 3-turn clock.
Yeah, sometimes 1 batter skull would be enough now.
Is that a sword?
Now he's on a 2-turn clock.
Boy.
And now batter skull's not enough.
Here is 8 plus 1 is 9. Go to 7.
Yep.
Jeff would love an Ancient Grudge here.
Oh, what a miracle.
That works too. It's a miracle Day of Judgment.
Yeah, still costs the same, but
And he had to go to his main phase, but regardless. And Lance, drawing Lance.
Creature for Lance? Oh gosh,
5.
This Thrag Tusk? He
Boom.
drew a Thrag Tusk there, I believe, which...
Ouch.
That's a pretty big game, so... That's another lethal attacker, and yet another lethal attacker even with answer.
And that's it.
Lance wins 2-0 over Jeff Hoogland. A lot of our newer decks kind of falling to the older decks. I think that's pretty typical for a new format.
I agree.
As unexciting as it might be.
One of the things that new decks have for them, that they have going for them, is that even if they don't update very much, and we see 3 Thrag Tusks in here. What else do we see that's new? Naya Pod, and Ryan O'Connor. Looks like we've got a green-blue deck. I was watching Caleb play earlier in round 1, and Caleb took down a mono-black control deck at the time. See a Gavney Township from Caleb.
Right. So we have mono green. I know Ryan O'Connor. It looks like he's just playing mono.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Those other forests, I saw them as islands because of the difference in the art. Wow, that's funny. Like a total trick of the eye because of the difference of the new art. It is mono green versus Nyapod. Ryan O'Connor with mono green and Caleb Durward with Nyapod.
So in that matchup, I feel like the pod deck's a really heavy favorite, or can be.
Unless Ryan has something to break the game open, I totally agree.
Yeah, it's like Caleb has things like pod, and he has pod and township going. Especially with the Silverheart, he's doing things that are legit way more unfair. Yeah, like making worm coil engine. So we kind of entered this game what it looks like to be at a point which looks like Caleb's really in command of things.
I mean, he's throwing away his Silverheart because it's not good enough.
Yeah. So Caleb just with a pair of Strangleroot Geists. All right, so we're going to. All right, both players shuffling here. Yeah, the Worm Coil engine out of Caleb is very powerful against mono green. Yeah, and he mortar potted to trade away mana creatures. Probably would be worried about, I don't know, a Revenge of the Hunted or some other sort of card. Ryan is playing 3 Revenge of the Hunted. Ryan is actually a lot more aggressive than let on at first. He's playing Champion of Lamholt is probably his best way to break open this board. But I mean, that'd be so much work getting up to 6 and competing with lifelink. It's probably a little hard. Right, yeah, Ryan's deck is definitely mono green.
Yep. Skin Shifter.
Yeah,
wow.
Skin Shifter, not actually that good of a 2-drop.
I'm not a big fan of it, but it's very aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, I actually am of the opinion that I think Garruk's Companion's a stronger 2-drop if that's what you want. Both cards are pretty on the weaker side of things, though. Green actually, outside of Strangleroot Geist, has kind of a dearth of good 2-drops.
This is true.
Which is why all the green decks, you see them trying to jump from 1 to 3 are so hard. It's because it's just 2 isn't a very good place.
Look at that. That is not the face of a happy person.
Yeah, how do I swing through this Worm Coil engine? These Strangleroot Geists.
I mean, even if you manage to do something that is relevant, then you've got the worm tokens left, you still have the birthing pod left. The ways for Ryan to get out of this involve such a set of miracles that it's just very hard to imagine it working out his way. Ryan here, not even with one of the best cards he could possibly have right now does not exist in his deck. Phyrexian Metamorph would be one of the best possibilities for him right now, but it's just not here.
Yeah. So, yeah, long tank by here. Yeah, I mean, it's because he has... I don't see a card here on his list that I think really helps him out against Worm Coil Engine.
Right.
He has 2 Crushing Vines, which he probably has boarded in. Yeah, okay. He's going to Zenith up. Looks like... I'm not positive. A Dungrove Elder. It's probably his best. Yep, and it's so you know so Dungrove Elder was also a game day promo. It looks like it's a full art one. I'm not sure what it's from.
It doesn't look like much of a tree to me.
Well, it kind of is. I mean, it's a tree folk.
It kind of looks more like one of those aliens from District 9.
As a 4/4, the question is that, you know, is he trying to... Okay, so he's going to pod the worm coil engine, actually.
The worm coil's not good enough. Does he have I know he has an Elishnorn, actually. I saw it earlier.
Can't see anything else that we'd be podding for.
Oh, boy. Elishnorn.
Sure. Yeah, right.
Even my Borderland Rangers can beat up your tree.
Yes. Elishnorn, kind of a death knell for mono green.
In comes my guys.
Yeah, swinging in for a lot.
Take 6.
Yep. And then he has this 5/5 lifelink and a 5/5 death touch.
And Ryan O'Connor.
You know, equip mortar pod to. You know, this is a good academic exercise of which one you'd want it on.
Revenge of the Hunted would kill the Elishnorn.
Right, so then you'd want to put it on the death touch worm.
Would it matter?
Does mortar pod, because the creature deals damage, right?
Yeah, but they're untargetable.
Revenge?
No.
Oh, Dungrove.
Dungrove.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And we see another Dungrove and a Rancor.
So
all over but the
Cryan.
Cryan.
Add up 6 power between the two of them. Still not enough to really kill anything. And with the Gavoni Township from Durward, I think this swing is lethal. All right. Now, Caleb with lots of interesting one-ofs in his deck. He has a Worm Coil, an Elishnorn, a Thrag Tusk, a Geistunner Monk, a Zealous Conscripts. He's actually running 3 Elvish Visionaries, which is, I think, kind of one of the more interesting aspects. He's doing that instead of Strangle Rootgeist.
I mean, in the end, a random card might just be better than a 3/2 body.
I have trouble believing that that's true against Delver, but like in a lot of matchups, I think it is true. Here, I think it is. A lot of times in these matchups, Stranglegeist is a very bad card.
It might be that he just doesn't care about Delver as much, which might not be a thing to not care about. But I mean, that could be how he's viewing it.
He clearly cares about zombies. He has 4 Celestial Purge in the sideboard.
And Ryan is scooping it up.
So Caleb wins 2 games to 1 over Ryan O'Connor. Caleb, I believe, advancing to 3-0 here in St. Louis, or Collinsville in Illinois.
Some smiles there after the match.
Yeah.
For those of you who are just joining us,